Hi folks, it's John from lastchanceautores.com. I'd like to share with you another update. This is the 1933 Ford pickup. We have the cab over there and we have our frame here on the rotisserie. In a previous video, we shared with you where we were doing a lot of sanding on that the green cab and getting it ready for primer. We'll walk around that in a little bit. So we make lots of progress on that. We've got the gray high build primer applied. We've been doing lots of block sanding and some smoothing in some different areas. So we'll kind of get back to that in a moment. And then we have our frame here on one of our rotisseries that we made, and we've sandblasted or media blasted the whole frame. We protected the spindles with some special tape and the wheel cylinders. But now that we have it all sandblasted, we'll do a further inspection on it. So as our camera person comes down this side, this is obviously the front of the 33 Ford, and this is our passenger side. And so far, just with a brief inspection, everything seems to be in quite nice shape. It's amazing how nice this steel is from 1933. We can see here there's a mounting point for the rear of the cab, and there's a split or a crack here that goes all the way through. It's a very minor thing, but we'll make sure that we repair that. So what we'll do is we'll weld that and then grind it smooth. It has a little bit of an indentation there. There's a couple little rust crevice spots, but when we apply the two-part black epoxy sealer, that will seal all that. It's still very, very strong. It's more of just a cosmetic thing. And then same thing along the back here. There's just a little bit of surface rust, but very, very nice condition. And then you can see our back. This is the old style shock, the lever shock style that attaches to the shackle on the leaf spring, but it's missing on the other side. And that's one of the drawbacks to buying a vehicle that was basically a basket case or a bunch of bits and pieces they put together. Our client was contacted by the person who sold this truck, and he assured him that they had all of the components, but it's missing on this side. It's missing the lever shock. So it basically fastens to here. If our camera person can kind of point over to this section here, this is our main bracket area for the lever shock with the housing, and you can see on this driver's side it's completely gone. We don't have the lever that attaches to this point here. So we'll have to do some research to locate that. But the frame itself, we'll do a closer inspection on it. The nice thing about putting the frames on the rotisserie, when we rotate it around the other way, we can look at all the different areas to make sure there's no other welding points that need to be done. And then we'll be applying a two-part black epoxy sealer, which will seal the frame, and then we'll top coat it with this premium single stage black paint. So it'll be a little bit nicer than when it left the Ford factory in 33, but our client's going to show the vehicle and have it for advertising for their exclusive restaurant. And we come over to this side, it's a little bit crowded over here. This is the cab that we were talking about earlier, and you can see there's some green shining through or breaking through the gray. So this is our premium, it's a PPG high build gray primer. So we've applied 2 coats of this gray primer, and then you can see these goldish yellow locations. That's where there was some dents and dings and imperfections. So we have a little bit of smoother that we've applied in different areas, and then we're sanding all of that. So we're getting ready to the next stage of grit of paper. So we're already at 180 grit paper, and then we'll be going to 240 grit. And then you can see over here, it's kind of dark probably, so I apologize, but we've got some flaws or little tiny dings over on this side. So we tried to hammer and dolly the best we could, and then we rely on smoother and spot putty to do the really, really fine points. And then same thing at the cab down here, there is some dings and stuff. So it's coming along quite nicely. And then I think we can probably come through this way. And then you can see along the post, it's really common for the front windshield post, especially on the driver's side, because there's so much movement with the door. And there was some imperfections around this hinge point where the hinge plate fastens into this windshield post. And then same thing down here. We had quite a few imperfections and dings. So we've got some smoother there, and then along this edge and the front cowl. So it's coming along really nice. This is the 33 Ford truck, and you can even see along the top here with the visor. There is a few little imperfections, but we're going to do a lot of detail work on it. We're going to make sure that the firewall is all done. We'll be painting it all that same authentic green color, the Ford green. I believe it's called Brewster green, I believe is the correct color for 33. So a brief update. This is the frame and the cab for the 1933 Ford truck. Thank you for watching. I'm John from lastchanceautores.com.